All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully everyone's having a wonderful, wonderful time. So I do want to start off this stream. Yes, we are streaming a little bit differently. Today we're going to be starting off with a recording for YouTube, actually, because we have some very, very big news inside of Guild Wars 2. Before we go too far, I do want everyone who is watching on YouTube to know that we are streaming this on Kick, kick.com/Silabus, Silabus. So hopefully you guys want to come and hang out with me there. But we have some very big news we want to get into. I'm not going to cover every little detail that we know. I would just want to give my initial thoughts. Something tells me later on we will be going over some bigger stuff on a podcast. I'm talking with someone in the background about it, so we'll see if we actually go through with it. But other than that, what do we have coming up in Guild Wars 2? We have... Let me throw on my thing here. That's up. Secrets of the Obscure. The next expansion pack for Guild Wars 2, the fourth one to be coming out after Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, and End of Dragons. And this is going to be the... No, terribly sorry. This is going to be the new standard for Guild Wars 2 for the foreseeable future. Now, if you guys know anything, I've been taking a break from Guild Wars 2, kind of just been doing my own little thing. So this was surprising news. So this video is going to be going up probably Wednesday. So Monday, we heard some rumblings that there's probably going to be an expansion pack coming out here soon. It seems like Steam uploaded this just for an instance. Some people seen it and went, hey, there's a new expansion for Guild Wars 2 coming out. Secrets of the Obscure is probably going to be the name. And some people wrote some articles about it and all that great stuff. So that's kind of cool. So it looks like we're going to be having the usual price for the expansion. Standard is $25, Deluxe at $50, Ultimate is $75. Only difference between Deluxe and Ultimate is the 4,000 gems, whatever. Get that if you want. Some of these screenshots do look really good. Like, I love that art box. That looks really good. But we're also going to be running into some new enemies, and that's going to be really cool. But there's a reason why we're also over here in Guild Wars 2. Let me turn my desktop off real quick. So we're actually finally, after so long, going to go into that temple. That is where this game is going to take place. From the sounds of it, it looks like it's going to be like a portal area like Crash Bandicoot, which sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer. I like how they're still calling us champion. And it looks like my webcam died. So we don't know who was laughing there at the end. Terribly sorry, guys. It looks like my webcam died, so do bear with me on that. It looks cool. I feel very, very sorry for the people in the town by this thing because it looks like it gets destroyed again. Keswick Hills, man, cannot catch a break, which absolutely sucks. I feel so bad for the people who live in this area. Not only did they have the Toxic Alliance, but they also had they had the Toxic Alliance, and now they're going to have this as well. It looks like this area is going to just get completely bombarded in August. I believe August 22nd is the release date, which we'll see how that goes. It looks like we're getting two maps right off the bat. One is a return map, so an updated one. Another is going to be a brand new one. We're also getting a new strike mission. I don't think it's going to be the Jade Sea one, which they did announce a little while ago. That one's going to be coming out here soonish. It looks like we're going to be getting another one shortly after that. So let's go ahead and take a look at some more of this stuff. Some of these beautiful, beautiful screenshots. Brand new adventure inside the Wizard's Tower. It was really cool. We're going to be joining up with a group called the Astral Ward to take down a new evil group called the Cryptus. So something tells me they're going to be based in the Mist, which is really cool. Hopefully we get to go in there. Kind of get more of a Guild Wars Utopia vibe. That seems absolutely amazing in my mind. The Astral Ward, they talk about them. Join the Astral Ward to quest seal rifts. They're tearing the fabric of reality perfectly fine. Like I said, we're probably going to be doing a little bit of, if anybody knows Halloween or Mad King's Day, the rifts that open up there. The Joko rifts that open up in Queensdale and a few of the other starting zones. Something tells us we're going to be getting more of that, which is perfectly fine in my mind. Then we'll talk about the powerful combat choices and spread your wings in battle. I'm excited for those two things, and I'll explain why here in a second. So here is the ArenaNet splash page. And the first thing we have to mention, which my little Asura is covering up, it looks like Zoja is finally coming back. We're finally getting that payoff from Heart of Thorns. Holy Jesus, it is taking so long. Hopefully we get a nice story chunk of her just to see what the f***'s been going on. Because by God, do we need that. So yeah, here is one of the Cryptus, it looks like. If anybody played Guild Wars 1, they look like some of the enemies we saw in the Domain of Anguish. Let me pull this over real quick so I can grab a tab without you guys seeing it. And let's look up. It also looks like minions from Guild Wars 1, kind of in my mind. Let's see if we can find some of the enemies from Guild Wars 1, or if it's just going to give me a list. I should have looked up these guys before we came in here. Not the Founder of Failed Creations. We want the... I want a different area. Not Ravenheart. Stygian Vale. That's what it is. It kind of looks like it's some of the Stygian enemies in my mind, just more fleshed out here. Let's take a look at this guy over here. Kind of looks like this guy right here. A little bit. So we'll have to see how that goes. Hopefully it goes good. I'm kind of anxious to see what they're going to bring to the table for these guys and how they're going to threaten Tyria after the dragons are gone. Hopefully we get something cool. So let's keep on scrolling down. We got the archipelago in the sky. That is the area that we were just looking at. Looks like it's going to be bigger on the inside than the outside, which is really cool. And it's going to be really interesting for this area right here because we don't see this area from the ground. This is completely different, so I'm guessing this is one of the areas we're going to be going to. This is the new area that we're going to be going to. It could also be the redone area, just because these broken houses here could be from the town below. We'll have to see what happens. I'm kind of iffy on what it could be. Maybe those houses in the background, yeah, it could more be the area that we're in right now, inside Guild Wars 2 in Kessex Hills. We'll just have to see what happens. I'm excited to see what we're gonna do with that guy. The Astral Ward taking out the Cryptus. This is just probably one of the risks that the Cryptus are going to be coming out of. Something tells me the risks may also turn into an actual fight themselves. At the end of the trailer, we do see legs coming out of one, so it's either summoning something very big, or the tear in reality itself is becoming a Cryptus that we're going to have to take down. Completely excited to see what's going to go there. And then, yeah, if you guys... we also have a new mastery. We have a few new mastery tracks that are going to be coming down from what we have. What I'm guessing is this item right here, the Wizard's Vault. This is going to be something we're going to be able to. It's going to be a new currency in the game because God only knows we need more of those to keep running around. We'll see how that goes. But then we get to the build crafting, which is really interesting. Elite specialization weapon access. They are opening up all weapons that your character has unlocked. We'll get into that a little bit later. Relics and Runes, I kind of want to see how this goes. Thankfully, there's a beta this weekend. We're going to be able to test it out, see what it's like. Can't wait to do that. And there's some new weapons coming out as well. So you guys will hear me gush about that here in a second. Then we have Explore the Skies. We're going to gush about that here in a second. So, 3 new armor sets are coming into the game. Rift Hunter, Astral Ward, and it looks like a Demonic set later on, because they're going to do this in stages. You get the first stage, second stage, third stage. So, we'll be finishing up this expansion, which is going to be releasing in August. So, at the end of summer, we'll probably be finishing this expansion close to the end of spring, probably the start of summer, depending on when you want to call it. Rich rewards, so we're going to be getting a lot more stuff in the game. That's going to be kind of cool. So weapon sets with unique weapons, skins, back items, cool, more skins, combat tonics. I know people enjoy those. Infusions, oh my god, those are going to be annoying. Guild decorations, I know a lot of people out there who love decorating their guild halls. Miniatures, thank god we're getting some in-game minis again. Emotes, yes, please. We need more unlockable emotes in the game. Holy crap, do we need more? But we also need to wait to see the list of emotes we have unlocked, which is going to be cool. And then the big one, which is right over there, Legendary Armor. A new way to get Legendary Armor in PvE. That is freaking amazing. I absolutely love that idea. So if you guys don't know, raids are kind of stagnant right now. I still enjoy them every once in a while when I jump into them. I just did half of Raid Wing 4 a few days ago when I was jumping around helping pugs out. Absolutely fun to do. But I will admit they are still kind of gate kept to an extent. I know that might not be the right word, but they kind of are. They are a little bit more challenging for the average player. So it's really cool. And it also doesn't seem like there's enough teaching going on, because people are like, okay, there's nothing in the game. I'm going to take a break from Guild Wars 2 because it's a game that you can take a very good break from. I'm going to take a break from Guild Wars 2. Now there's no people, there's less people offering to run for new players, the new players who are getting into the game and stuff like that. So adding in a new way to get Legendary Armor, absolutely amazing in my mind. Give people more of a chance to get their Legendary Armor than doing World versus World or PvP, because I know most people may not like those game modes. I know I despise PvP with a burning passion. I got the 2 legendary items out of there, and I went, never touching that crap again. And I literally did that. I think before I did a few random matches a few months ago, I hadn't touched PvP in over a year. So, easier way to get legendary armor for people. We don't know what the steps are going to be for those yet. So, who knows if it'll be easy? Who knows if it'll be harder? Let's just wait and see before we start pulling out knives and figure out what they're going to do with that stuff. I can't wait to see it. And then we got the media gallery showing off some other stuff. We'll talk about some of this here soon. Yeah, it looks like that's gonna be a Cryptus enemy we get to face. That's kind of cool. That looks like that's either one of the new emotes, or it's going to be us accessing our new currency. We'll see what it is when we get there. The new area looks really nice. You got a portal right there in the middle, a bunch of NPCs. Again, the castle that we have in Guild Wars 2 is either going to be a lot bigger on the inside like a TARDIS, or it's going to be just one gateway into this bigger area. And again, I cannot wait to see what it is. So hopefully you guys are excited for it as well. We'll see what we get when the expansion finally comes out. So don't go too overboard in the hype train, but let's see what happens. Oh, looks like yeah, looks like we're going to be having a Utopia kind of thing. Because look at this image, guys. Right here we have Balthazar's sword, which is kind of cool. I wonder if they're going to do something with Blish, seeing as we have Balthazar's sword there, or if that's purely decoration. Again, temper, just hold. But look to the back right. Why is there some Canthan architecture there? Something tells me whatever this area is going to be a hodgepodge of a bunch of different areas. So we have somewhere in Vabi, because we can obviously tell Balthazar's sword, all the sand, the flames from the, I cannot remember what their names are, the Forged. And then we have a Canthan architecture with looks like some jade energy running through that area. Kind of excited to see what that's going to be. There's another rift for the Cryptis. Looks like this chart here is activating one of the new items to probably take it down or scare it away. We'll see what happens when we get to it. So obviously we have just our pre-purchase stuff and all that crap. So let's look at some more news. Where can you buy it? Whatever. We all know guildwars2.com. Where can you play it? There is going to be a beta this weekend to test the new weapon system. We'll get into that here in a second. So August 22nd is going to be release date at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So they have their time set in stone, so we'll see how that goes when it finally launches. I am thoroughly excited to see what is going to happen when we get that information. Yep, so you guys see my kick background right there. So now we go into here, the combat philosophy. This is interesting. We're going to be getting a new mastery line, the weapon master, or like a new training thing. I don't know if it's a mastery or something like that. The expansion will introduce Weapon Master Training, which turns elite specialization weapons already associated with each profession into core proficiencies. So, here's what this means. Hi, I am a Necromancer player. I have unlocked Reaper, I have unlocked Harbinger, I have unlocked Scourge. I am now playing base Necromancer. Hey, I'm a base Necromancer. I want to use a Greatsword. I am now a base Necromancer using a great sword. I am now, and then when I weapon swap, I have a pistol on main hand. That don't sound right. They are unlocking all the weapons on a class. Now I'm kind of curious to see how the specialization traits are going to work that have your that have some of the cooldowns on them. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that. I am curious to see what they're going to do with like cooldown traits, or if they're just going to completely get rid of them. But it's going to be interesting to be able to sit there and go, oh hey, I want to run Reaper skills and the Reaper Shroud, but I want to use an on main hand pistol with torch. That is going to be very interesting to see how builds are going to evolve once that happens. I'm curious to see how that's going to go. They're also adding new weapons to each class at launch. Or later this year. This is planned for the second. Okay, so for the second major release, we're going to be getting more weapons for our classes. Guardian can now pistol. Revenants are getting scepter main hand. Warriors, you're finally getting your staff. So that means I think you guys are like the scepter short of having every single weapon in the game. Engineers, short bows, rangers, you're getting mace. So mace on hand, mace off hand. Thief, axe main hand. Elementalist, pistol main hand. That'll be interesting. We need a water gun skin now. Mesmer, you're getting the rifle, and Necromancer is getting sword, main hand, off hand. And with that, once this next proficiency drops, guys, that's it. Once that happens, every single class in the game will have access to a sword. That is the one weapon in the game that is going to be fully accessible by every single class in the game. That's going to be nuts to see. And you know what? If this is how the game stays, and that's how they upgrade the classes as they go through, I'm 100% down. I would love to see every class be able to wield every weapon that's not tied to a specialization. The specializations were really good theme-wise, but when ANET said we're not doing specializations anymore, I was like, okay, at that point, step back. Let's just work on the weapons and give them to every class and just go from there. Also, I'm kind of biased. I really, really want a shield necromancer for some reason. I'm bad. So the other thing they are doing is they are going to be reworking runes and introducing what are called relics. So I haven't read completely on this one, but it seems like they're going to be adjusting runes a little bit. Here, 6 tier of each rune set will instead complete a stat bonus associated with that rune set, so that's kind of cool. And then an additional special effects or conditional bonuses will be removed entirely. So what that means, and you guys are going to yell at me for this, and I don't care. Let's take a look at my current rune set on my Necromancer. Now, this is my tank setup, so obviously I'm going to have a lot of HP, a lot of toughness and stuff like that, just because it's what I run for fun. So I run Runes of the Lich because I like that extra condition damage, and I like more minions. God gave me more minions. So with that, the new sixth one is probably going to give me another buff to both my condition duration and my vitality, and that's perfectly fine. But they're going to be adding what's called a relic into the game that's going to essentially take what is this sixth skill, or the sixth one, and just give it to me again. I think I read that relics are given at level 60, or you're going to get your relic slot at level 60. Yes, usable at level 60. So that's kind of interesting. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully the system's all right. Again, I think it's something we get to beta test here this weekend, so I'm really excited for that. And then we're going to move into the last bit of information, and I have been calling for this for years. Like, oh my god, I have been calling for this, okay? So, Soar with the Sky Scale, they're updating the mounts with mastery tracks. So the same way that they updated the skimmer with being able to go underwater, they're updating the Sky Scale, and I believe they're also going to be updating the Griffin at the same time, just because of how this sounds. It may only be Sky Scale, so don't butcher me too much in the comments if I am wrong. So Sky Scale is going to be getting upgraded, which is really cool. So the mastery updates is as follow. Skill 1 is going to be Air Rescue. So Air Rescue looks like it's going to be a new skill, which is kind of cool. Something tells me it is going to be some kind of... you'll now get Bond of Vigor every time you use Air Rescue. I don't see what Air Rescue is. If I click the link, it is... using Air Rescue after a player has been propelled airborne, brand is made a... okay, so it's just like flying around a little bit better. Okay. That's perfectly fine. Skill 1, let's go. So the current skill 1, the fireball, is getting moved to skill 2. So you now have a fireball you're just going to shoot from your Sky Scale. It doesn't sound like it's going to be dismounting you when you use it. So we'll see how that happens. So number 3 is a wall spring. So everyone knows you get up on a wall, you use some of your energy, you fly up higher on the Sky Scale, perfectly fine. Sounds like we're going to be able to jump faster and further, perfectly fine with that. We'll see how that works out when the game finally comes out. So climbing walls, especially like the Great Wall of New Kainang, we're going to be jumping up that. Something tells me that's going to also play a part in some of the traversal we're going to see in the update. This one, my god, this one right here. Winds beneath your wings. This one. Flying mounts can now use updrafts. Thank you, Grouch. We've been needing that ever since the Griffin was introduced, and we knew that the freaking updrafts were a thing for 2 years beforehand. So, if you're running around Heart of Thorns, if you're running around in any of the new areas and you see an updraft and you're like, hey, I kind of want to get a little bit more air, you can now use updrafts on a mount to get the necessary air. That is going to make traversing some areas a flippin' breeze. Love the idea. Cannot wait for that to come in. Combat launch. Gain the ability to mount your Sky Scale in combat. So that goes to number 2, Fireball. So you're sitting there fighting some enemies. Get on the Sky Scale. Now I'm sitting there raining death from above. Let's go. I am now a B-52 bomber, baby. Let's do it. Ley line. Flying mounts can now use ley lines. Congratulations, flying mounts. You are now Gliders 2.0. Perfectly fine. Love that idea. The ley lines are the ley lines were an interesting thing to me. That one kind of caught me by surprise. The updrafts was the thing I was looking for. That was like, we need these things with a gigantic wingspan to sit there and be able to use this thing my little tiny glider can. Why does this not work? Ley lines. Okay, sure. You guys can do that. We'll run with it. Rising Spirits updraft. Regenerate the Sky Scale's flight meter. That is really good too. Hey, I'm flying around on my Sky Scale. Hit the updraft. Now I can fly for even longer. That's absolutely amazing. I love that idea. So, looks like Mastering Rifts, two additional mastering lines will be introduced in Secrets of the Obscure, both which closely tie to the expansion story. Always good to see this. As we fight off Cryptus and help the Astral Ward, looks like we're going to be earning more and more stuff to help close those rifts easier, probably bond with our new allies. We'll have to see what happens when we go through there. Explore the world more freely, take on greater threats, and earn richer rewards. Perfectly fine with that. Just basic story progression stuff. I know I'll be maxing that stuff out pretty quickly. And then Fractals of the Mist, strike missions, and challenge modes. So, Secrets of the Obscure will be challenging content for 2 new strike missions and a Fractal of the Mist, perfectly fine, with a challenge mode. So, this might be the new Fractal that they teased. This might not be. I'd have to go look at dates. If they do have 2 new Fractals coming in one right after the other, I'm perfectly fine with that. We also got some more strike missions coming, which are absolutely fine. Strike missions are a lot of fun. I have fun teaching people about them. I have fun running them myself. On a side note, we'd be remiss not to mention gameplay update, new Fractal. They can play right this. Oh, so today they did update with that Fractal. So no, there is a brand new Fractal coming later on. So the one that got added today, there's another one coming later on down the road. Perfectly fine. Can't wait to see that. Hopefully that is good. So that is pretty much all we really had to cover for this stuff, guys. Lots of news coming up for the next expansion. I've kind of been iffy on Guild Wars 2, but I'm slowly getting back into it. This was great news to hear. I'm excited. The main thing I'm really excited for is the weapon system. The new weapon system is going to be a whole lot of fun. Can't wait to see how that's going to work with builds. But we'll just have to wait and see. I am excited. But with that, guys, we are going to kick it off of here on YouTube. And we're going to head over to a stream on Kick. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Other than that, we'll do an ending screen. We'll give it to you. We'll end it for you guys. And Kick will keep on going. Please do take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Later.